Continuing on with our examination of the main V-Ray for SketchUp toolbar then, the next option that we have available is the F for Frame Buffer icon. When clicked, this, as the tooltip says, opens up the V-Ray Frame Buffer window. Now, unlike earlier versions of V-Ray for SketchUp, version 2 will open up the V-Ray Frame Buffer window, or VFB for short, whether we have already taken a render in our current SketchUp session or not. And of course, if we have, it will open up with that last rendered image already loaded in. Next up, we have a couple of icons or buttons that give us the ability to create some unique V-Ray geometry types in the form of the V-Ray sphere, which gives us a perfect geometric sphere in the scene with no faceting at all, and the V-Ray plane, which very handily gives us an infinite or never-ending ground plane, although we do only see it as infinite at render time. Next up, we have options for both exporting and importing V-Ray proxy objects. Now, if you're not sure just what a proxy object is, no need to panic, as this again is something that we will be looking more closely at later on in the course. Again, we just need to keep in mind that from the toolbar here, we do have quick and easy access to options for both the exporting of new and the importing of existing V-Ray proxy objects, even that is if those proxies were created in another application, again such as 3ds Max or Maya. Next to the proxy options, we have what was a very welcome addition to the V-Ray 2 for SketchUp toolset in the form of the Set Camera Focus button. This, as the name suggests, gives us an extremely easy to use way in which we can set the focus point for any rendering camera in our scene, making it perfect for times when we need to create an in-render depth of field effect. The final option on the main toolbar gives us the ability to freeze or pause the live update capabilities of the V-Ray Frame Buffer whilst that is rendering with the RT or real-time engine, which of course is why this particular button uses the pause icon. Again, this is functionality we will demonstrate a little later on in the chapter. Now, if we are the sort of user who prefers to work with menus as opposed to toolbars and icons, all of the same functionality that we have looked at over the past two videos, and more in fact, can be accessed through the extensions and then V-Ray flyout menus. As you can see, we have access to the materials and options editors, we can initiate a render, and as we say, plenty more besides. Now, one thing that we haven't and aren't going to be covering in these introductory videos would be the options found on the Lights toolbar, given that 1. Its options are fairly self-explanatory, the tooltips do give us the names of the light types that can be created by these buttons, and because, well, 2. We will be making extensive use of this toolbar in the very next chapter, where we will be taking a good look at each of the V-Ray light types that are made available here.